Hey everyone, once again this is Steelheart with the Grievance Total Gaming Network, and once again we are also exploring Landmark. Today we are at the Tikal Temple with Maddcovv Ubermoo. We are on the Courage server on the Oasis Island, as y'all can see by the map, just about straight west of the portal spires, almost before you get to the boundary. So Mr. Cow, what inspired you to build this temple?
I was thinking about building something like Chichen Itza or something, but I've seen that done 3 or 4 times already. So I wanted to pick out some kind of other unique architectural structure that was I've been a fan of Mayan architecture, so thought I would do something different. I was looking through, and I really liked the Tikal Temple. It's got a nice look to it, and the actual one is still relatively preserved, so I could get some ideas off of it. I looked at some architectural documents and liked what I saw, and it took a shot at it.
So you actually looked at architectural documents?
Yeah, just Googled, show me these schematics for Tikal Temple 1, and uh, I found some views from looking at the side down, um, you know, explaining how many levels and what they all mean, and how it was all constructed.
I have so much to learn. So show me around.
Sure, yeah. So this was probably the hardest part, where the stairs took me a long time to get the right angle. I didn't have a line tool at first, so it was the angle. I couldn't get an actual set of stairs done at the right angle to reach the top, so I went like halfway up, and then I branched off to the sides, and it really wasn't anything like what I wanted. Um, then I watched your tutorial on how to do the line tool, and so I took the medium-sized marble line from right here down to the bottom on both sides, and then once I had those 2 lines, I could put the smaller pieces between the 2 marble pieces, the red, yellow, orange, green, blue lines easily between the 2. Using the line tool, again, it was really helpful, and I didn't have to guess how it would line up. It only works when it's a straight line, so it was really, really useful.
Now all these colors seem to blend in real well. It goes purple to red to orange to yellow to
Yeah,
green to
I
blue.
actually used Roy G. Biv. It's a color scheme for rainbows. It's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. It's the actual color spectrum.
Looks really nice.
Threw in a little black and white here and there too.
Always gotta have black and white, man.
I love my obsidian, that's for sure. There's a couple little kinks in it, but it's alpha, so I'm just having fun with it right now.
And that's the main thing. It's at least you could template it all too.
Yeah. It's quite a huge template, but I did do it finally today. Up at the top, I was trying to play around with some different textures on the roof up at the very top. I think I have silver up there right now just to kind of play around. I've changed it probably 6 times already. And I have, let's see, put a bunch of little lines in here for like purple, white, gold. I thought that accent really helped a lot. And each level below, all the 9 levels, has a mostly green accented rim, but there's one that's purple and one that's red. I just kind of like that little difference there. I like the way the light reflects off of the silver at the top. Playing around with that.
Now up here, this top band, is that copper or gold? It's gold, isn't it?
That's gold, yeah, gold marble and what's the purple? Amethyst.
Believe so, yes, sir.
Yeah.
You can really see the torches from a distance reflecting off that gold.
Yeah, I love that reflection on any of the metals and the marbles. They have really good reflections on. Inside, I have a little hidden cavern where somewhere I could shove all of my forges and just different saws and things like that. So I have very few building props right now. So that's probably the next thing I'll work on, is getting some of them. I've got plenty of materials. It's just a matter of going and sitting at a forge for a while and making some. And then you can get out either by falling down a hole over in the corner over here, or you can just simply grapple right back up to the top.
Now tell me about these half spears you have in the floor right here.
Yeah, I like to see the different the way the light reflects off the different textures and colors, and I wanted to get some larger samples. And spheres are actually weird. Putting down a square is pretty straightforward, but spheres kind of sink half into the ground, so I wanted to, you know, play around with A, making spheres, and then B, seeing all of the different colors in larger formats than just stripes or lines. The one I'm standing on is white dirt. That's a newer one. The whiter stone is this one, and the white marble is this one. So I wanted to see what those look like in large formats.
That's really neat. So, what was the hardest thing about building this?
Right. So there's two things. Well, first the stairs. The second was these large chunks. Maybe we should go outside and see the larger chunks of the 9 big layers right out here. At first, I had them solid stone, and I had tons of stone, literally a few 100,000.
Nope, I
But
lost you. Where are you?
I'm right outside by the bottom of the stairs. Sorry about that. Um, the uh, the layers are I think 10 high on each layer right here, and so I had them solid, and about halfway through I ran out of stone, and I realized I didn't really need them solid to make it look what I wanted to look like, and actually having it hollow has been kind of beneficial in that I can easily build large chambers in there. But so what I did is that when I would make a layer like this layer, I would, before I made the next layer on it, I would sink it down into the ground, and I'd make a selection of it, sink the selection down into the ground, and hit the delete key, and it would delete the amount of stone that layer took out of the bottom layer below it. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically, if I was on this second layer, I would sink it down into the first layer, the outline of the selection of it into the first layer, hit the delete key, and bring that selection back up, and that would remove all the stone that this layer is covering anyway.
That's
So I
pretty
did that
cool.
on
Pretty
this layer and
ingenious
the
too.
next layer. Yeah, it really saved on stone. It made it really easy to, you know, I had tons of stone left over by that time. So, but you can't really tell what I didn't use unless I punch a hole in the wall.
Now I see you have a nice grassy field here.
Yeah, Tikal's on grass, so I thought it was appropriate. Sand is kind of boring, um, and I was trying to play around with different textures. I originally had the pyramid in white sand, white stone, but I thought the gray blocky pattern was a little more appropriate.
Looks really good. So, earlier we were talking and you said you're ready to template and start over. What's next on your creation agenda?
That's a great question. I've seen some really inspiring things on Reddit and some other sites. I think I want to try to make something like a little, maybe Polynesian village, or with little thatched houses, or and then some just smaller things. I want to work on maybe some type of throne, or a large sword, or some of the littler items that kind of work with the smoothing tools and the um, more subtraction than addition, because I haven't done any of that really. It's more big blocks. If you look at this temple, it's pretty much a big block. So I'd like to try to work with the smaller erosion tools and subtraction tools and see what I can come up with.
What type of tools do you hope to see from the developers to make creation a tad bit easier? I know I've seen some remarkable things, including I believe it's the Aradun statue for Lord of the Rings. I've seen some remarkable things using the tools that we're using right now. What tools do you hope to see in the future?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've seen the flying one on the videos. That seems really, really beneficial. But I'm really wondering where if I want to